Just before and shortly after the appointment of Roberto De Zerbi as Tottenham's new manager, I was seeing a lot of this online.
This is a huge risk. This is a massive risk.
There are a number of decisions that this new stewardship, shall we say, at Tottenham have made that have been poor. And this, to me, would appear to be another one of them.
Because if De Zerbi's this guy that's going to make them play football, suppose they decide that when they open up and play, give goals away for fun.
But do I think that appointing Roberto De Zerbi is a good idea? No.
And I have to tell you, I literally could not disagree more. I think the appointment of De Zerbi marks a major turning point in the modern history of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Let me explain why. Thomas Frank and Igor Tudor never had the respect of the players. I don't think Frank's personality was big enough for the job, and Tudor probably lost the respect to the players as soon as he started setting them up in bizarre formations. Listen to this interview from Adam Lallana on TalkSport, a man who was managed by Jurgen Klopp for several years at Liverpool, one of the Premier League's greatest ever managers, and was a Premier League and Champions League winner.
The one worrying thing for Tottenham fans, he doesn't have a lot of time to get that over though.
No, I think... listen, Roberto's an extremely smart man. He'll know that he's not got time to play a certain way, a certain style, and he won't be snobbish to not understand that. He knows he's got to go in there, motivate a group of men, and luckily for Roberto, he might not know that, but he's one of the most inspirational managers people there is, in my opinion, and. After 5 minutes of him speaking in our first meeting when he joined Brighton, I was on board, I was following him.
And now listen to these quotes from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, a man formerly of the Spurs parish and who played for De Zerbi at Marseille. I've been lucky enough to have coaches like Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte. I put Roberto De Zerbi in the same category, he said. Over the next 20 years, Coach De Zerbi is going to contribute enormously to football. And for me, it's an honour to work with him. The coach... I don't know how to explain it. He has a connection with the dressing room. He has an emotional relationship with the dressing room. Mourinho had the same thing. He goes on. Roberto De Zerbi has a feel for the dressing room. He understands the atmosphere. He grasps the behaviour. He knows in advance what's going to happen the next day. He pauses. Okay, I'll stop there. Otherwise I'll end up saying too many wonderful things. It's an honour to work with such a coach in any case. There seems to be this kind of myth about De Zerbi's man management, that he's this kind of ice-cold Italian with like zero personality, who's very distant from his players. I think those quotes there prove exactly the opposite. Yes, he falls out with people, but he falls out with people above him, not the dressing room. And at this point in the season and in the situation we're in, that's exactly what we need. A man that can galvanise the dressing room and earn the players' respect. And just quickly before I go on, it would massively help my channel if you dropped a like on the video or left a comment or even thought about subscribing. Thank you. In January of this year, our dear leader, Vinay Venkatesham, came out with a statement saying this. We believe in our current squad, but must add more quality, experience and leadership to compete consistently at the highest level. Doing so requires a more proactive approach to recruitment alongside a wage structure that supports our ambition. And to be fair to him, say what you want about the Tottenham board, and I'm no big fan of them, believe me. But they proved it with the Conor Gallagher signing. They pushed the boat out and they paid him big wages that align with the top clubs in the Premier League. In October 25, our chief scout, Rob McKenzie, said this. It's about getting a balance and complementing what you already have, McKenzie admitted. We were fortunate enough to have signed those young talents who can not only contribute now but also in the future. Then it felt natural to say, well, if we've hopefully done a solid role in recruiting some of the most exciting talents across Europe and beyond, then actually, from a short-term competitiveness perspective, it felt natural to enhance the 11 in as many ways as possible and give Thomas Frank and his staff different options across different areas of the pitch. And in fairness to Rob McKenzie, and again, in fairness to the board, that's exactly what we did this summer if you think about it. Mohamed Kudus, Xavi Simons, João Palhinha, Kolo Muani. And this is where the De Zerbi factor comes in. According to reports, De Zerbi, before signing the contract, demanded control of the entire philosophy of the club, a say in transfers, and more importantly, there's also reports that he's going to bring his own sporting director. This is from the Spurs web website. Over the last few days, some outlets have suggested that De Zerbi will have a broad Sir Alex Ferguson type managerial role at Spurs. The Tottenham Hotspur boss is set to be a central figure in the club's football decisions and will have a major say in squad building. This information has been backed up by Give Me Sport, who say that De Zerbi has been handed plenty of power away from the playing side of things as part of the new project. It goes on. In fact, the outlet asserts that the Italian is set to have a say on who the North London club's next sporting director is going to be. And so, think about how that all fits together. A wage structure that aligns with the top clubs in the Premier League, a transfer policy of signing established, proven players, a coach that will demand and expect technical, attack-minded players, and a sporting director who completely aligns with his manager's vision for the club. To me, that sounds like a pretty good setup. And finally, we all know, as Spurs fans, that we demand fast, flowing, attack-minded football. De Zerbi has adopted this approach throughout his managerial career. He's one of the most front-footed coaches in Europe. And just listen what the master himself, Pep Guardiola, had to say about De Zerbi a couple of years ago when he first came to the Premier League with Brighton.
Pretty convinced I'm right what I'm saying. He's one of the most influential managers in the last 20 years. There is no team playing in the way they play. It's like it's unique. I had the feeling when I arrived, the impact it would have in the Premier League would be great. I couldn't expect to do it in this short of time. He created 20 to 25 chances average a game. He's better by far than all the opponents. He monopolized the ball and in a way like I've never been for a long, long time. Everybody's involved. The keeper is like a holding midfielder. And if you don't play at a high level, he can do whatever you want and against you, against all opponents, and they deserve completely the compliments and the success that they have.
I want to show you a couple of stats from when De Zerbi joined Brighton 3 years ago in the Premier League. And this was a season bearing in mind that Man City won the title. Here you can see matches where one team had 70% of possession or more. Again, bearing in mind, Man City won the title this year. Brighton, 5 matches with 70+% of possession. Man City, 4 matches. Secondly, again, in a season where Man City won the title fairly comfortably, passing sequences of 10+. Man City number 1, Brighton number 2, ahead of Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham. And then this second graph here, showing that they rank second behind the champions, Man City, for sequences of +10 passing movements that end in a shot or a touch inside the box. And so it proves it. We know that De Zerbi likes to play fast, attacking football, 1 and 2 touch, but possession with intent. And just look at this sequence here. This is a video put out by the club of De Zerbi's first training session. Look at the emphasis on 1 and 2 touch football. Straight away, he's got the boys in the box playing the rondos. Check it out.
Not to mean 2 touch. It's impossible to move the ball. It's impossible because we are 5 of us against 2. Okay? Enjoy, but you have to move. You have to change. Follow. You can go out and Archie can become Get on. Give the ball. 1, 2. Bravo, go. Enjoy with the ball. Again. Enjoy with the ball. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. Again. We have to move. Bravo. And play, Carl. Bravo. Yes. Again, yellow. Bravo, Spence. Bravo. And move. Tommy. Ready. Available. Bravo. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19, 1 point, 1 yellow. Alive. Sometimes you have to play one touch, sometimes two touch, and sometimes three. 7, 8, 9, keep the ball there, keep the ball there. 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, bravo. Alive, reach, alive.
We have 7 days until our huge showdown with Sunderland, a game which we'll likely play in the bottom 3 because West Ham play Wolves on the Friday. But you can see the De Zerbi's already on the training ground with the players. He's getting his philosophy into them already. He's going to earn their respect. With another week's worth of training, I'm going to make a very bold prediction here. We're going to beat Sunderland. Then we're going to beat Brighton, and then we're going to beat Wolves. We'll be completely safe, and we can start to look forward to a future under one of the best coaches in Europe. Thanks for watching.